It is the daydreaming of scholars, technicians, scientists, mechanics, artists, and even politicians that led to the modern development of our modern culture and civilization with new discoveries, inventions, creations by those intelligent beings of the human society. Even though the daydreaming has led to the material and physical development or progress, it is an impediment to spiritual developments. Daydreaming is projections of past desires of the past, created by the past experience and projected into the future as dreams that has led to such development. On the other hand, as I mentioned earlier, it is an impediment, an obstacle to spiritual development. Because even though daydreams look real, they are actually not real. And they are based on our past experience, which is dead experiences of the dead past, and projected into the unborn future. Both the past and the future, though they look real, they are actually not real. They are only illusions. The spiritualities are concerned with the realities, actual realities or the actual truth. To discover that real truth or the actual truth, one has to go beyond daydreams. It is going beyond the daydreams that one can get enlightened. Enlightenment means dispel the darkness of ignorance created by daydreams and seeing the reality as it is. Buddha, who has got enlightened by going beyond the daydreams of thoughts process, realized the actual reality called the bliss of nirvana within us. And with that discoveries, he was able to look at things as they are, see things as they are. In Buddha's words, that is called yathabhuta nanadassana, seeing things as they are. And with that sight, with that vision, one becomes able to accept things as they are. And that is called yathalabha santutti in Buddha's language. If you can see things as they are, you are not deceived by the illusions called daydreaming. Daydreaming depends on our desires of the present and our resentment of the unpleasant through past experience. Attachment to the pleasant is called raga in Buddhist language. Resentment of the unpleasant is called dosa in Buddhist language. The ignorance of the reality that leads to such attachment and resentment is called moha, ignorance. According to Buddha, in the Bahiya Sutta, the ultimate reality of the bliss of nirvana is nothing but the extinction of attachment called raga, resentment called dosa, and ignorance called moha. That is why he described nibbana in Pali and nirvana in Pali, saying in his own words, ragakkoyo, dosakkoyo, mohakkoyo, idang muchyate nibbana. Nibbana or nirvana is the extinction of attachment called raga, resentment called dosa, and ignorance called moha. That is through the realization of the reality. But as I mentioned earlier, for material development, to accumulate material wealth, to become material rich and comfortable, we need modern discoveries, modern techniques, modern inventions that were created by the daydreams of intelligent, wise, learned beings that are referred to as scholars, scientists, technicians, etc. Therefore, daydreaming is useful in our material life, but it is an obstacle for the progress in our spiritual life. It is wise for one to see the reality both practically as well as spiritually, ultimate reality. It is a wise thing for us to lead a comfortable, happy life with the material necessities that go to make our life comfortable and happy. Therefore, to lead a practical life, one needs daydreaming, but within that daydreaming, one can gradually become spiritually advanced. For example, when an ascetic called Bahiya Sutta asked the Buddha the shortest cut to get enlightened, to attain the supreme bliss within. He asked the technique for that. And the Buddha said, be aware of all sensory perceptions. But don't think of them. Awareness is natural. Thinking is self-centered, based on our desires, positive and negative. That means based on our likes and dislikes, as well as our ignorance of things. As I mentioned earlier, enlightenment is attaining supreme bliss, is going beyond likes, dislikes, and illusory ignorance that go to the creation of our likes and dislikes. In these circumstances, we can lead a dual life, a materially advanced life as well as a spiritually advanced life. We can be both materialistic and spiritualistic. We can have material comfort, material wealth, but without getting attached to them. For example, the English poet called Goldsmith wrote a poem called Deserted Village after the industrial revolutions that led to the accumulation of wealth by the rich. And you say, where wealth accumulates, men decay. It is not the wealth that go to the inner decay. Inner decay means spiritual degeneration. It is the attachment to it. That is why Buddha referred to it as dukkha samudaya. The cause of all our suffering is attachment to pleasures. But he was not against enjoying pleasures. One can enjoy pleasures, one can enjoy material wealth without getting attached to it. Not to get attached, one has to realize the actual nature of things and beings, that they are transient, they are dynamic, they are changing, they are impermanent. Once you know that reality, you are not attached to things, but you can enjoy things. And that is the wise way. And that is the enlightened way. Enjoy life, enjoy material prosperity, enjoy society, but without getting attached to. And that is called the middle path. Buddha referred to it as Majjhima Patipada for enlightenment. That means without attachment and resentment, without getting attached to pleasant things, and without resenting the unpleasant. Accept things as they are. According to Buddha's vision, even Buddha had unpleasant experiences. He had a backache that he could not cure. He had a headache that he could not cure. He underwent a lot of problems in the society. But he knew that was what he deserved, according to his karma niyama. These people who believe in an almighty God think it is the will of the God. Buddha say it is the result of our own bad karma that lead to our unpleasant experience in this life. We have to face them. It's like paying a debt. But by facing it without being painful, accept it as a reality. Therefore, we can lead a wise life by following the middle path taught by the Buddha. without daydreaming, based on illusions. His vision is that we should face the reality as it is. It's called yathabhuta nanadassana. And we are accept things as they are. He called it yathabhuta. And that is the middle path towards enlightenment in this life itself. To experience the bliss of life by accepting things as they are, without daydreaming. But as I mentioned earlier, daydreaming has been a technique of all the modern materialistic development we are enjoying at the moment. In this context, daydreaming is good when it is done wisely. You can project ideas into the future based on past experience. But you have to accept the past is dead and the future is unborn, and what you expect may happen or may not happen. That's what Buddha said. Achintitaba things may happen that you don't expect. Chintitaba vinasati. What you think of may not come true. That means we have to be realistic if we are to be wise and lead a life without mental pains, but being blissful even with material difficulties and obstacles. For that, we have to discover the inner wisdom, the insight of wisdom that is within us. We all have the capacity for that.